Emissions of greenhouse gases need to peak within the next 3 years if we're to stave off the worst effects of climate change.
And
even
just
then,
recently, a group of climate scientists warned that major sea level rise is inevitable.
In several areas there were hit with about a month's worth of rain over the weekend.
The brutal reality of climate change.
We are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator.
Okay. My name's Eddie Francis.
I'm Rosemary Robinson.
My name is Heather Wild and I'm a member of Extinction Rebellion.
Of Extinction Rebellion Lincoln.
Extinction Rebellion Lincolnshire.
So Extinction Rebellion came out of the fact that there was an Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report in 2018 that said that we only had 12 years before climate disaster was going to hit.
I was gutted when I read it, actually. I mean, it just sort of felt quite helpless about what to do and everything. But then simultaneously with Eddie and a couple of other friends, as of one, decided that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to join this movement and do something about it.
Barclays is killing us! Barclays funds the climate crisis!
Well, the message always is that our government is not doing enough to keep us safe from the impending climate crisis.
Go back to Barclays! Barclays is dirty money!
Well, Extinction Rebellion has 3 clear demands. The first one is that all institutions and the government especially tell the truth about the climate emergency. The second one is that we act now, and that's about getting to net zero by 2025. The third one is to decide together, which is for a citizens' assembly.
It has ignored science and brought us to the
mate, move the fuck out of the road. I'll feed my
disaster.
Move out the road.
I'm not going to...
Hey! Move out the road. I've got to feed my kid. Get out.
I think the public, or some of the public, do oppose Extinction Rebellion's methods. There's a lot of controversy around it, but I think Extinction Rebellion would argue that causing inconvenience to a few members of the public's days or commutes would be a small loss in order to receive a big gain from the government.
I think there's a lot of people who now get the climate crisis. I think back in 2019 there were a lot fewer people did. Quite often what we hear from the ordinary person in the street is, oh, we really support what you're doing, but we don't necessarily support the way you're doing it. Why don't you support the way we're doing it? Well, because you're disrupting other people's lives by your protests and things. And to which I say, so come up with a better idea, because I haven't got one. How else are we going to get our message across?
Don't bank with Barclays! This is an intervention! We are Extinction Rebellion! Barclays is the worst funder of fossil fuel investment in Europe. It says it's got green policies, but it's continuing to push investment into fossil fuels, and fossil fuels are what's behind the climate crisis. So effectively, Barclays is risking our lives, and I'll go further and say Barclays is actively killing us by what it's doing.
Protesting doesn't have to be arrested. I don't think that like 90% of people in XR have never been arrested and don't want to get arrested. Some people are prepared to do that.
I've been to court twice now. I think I've been arrested, you know, it sounds awful. I can't even remember whether I've been arrested 8 or 9 times. I can't remember which. It's probably either 8 or 9. A lot of people say, you know, from Extinction, saying, well, we're not here to be liked. We're not doing this because we want to be liked. We're doing it because we have a passion for wanting to save the planet and everything that we love inside it.
How dare you! You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones.
People do actually talk of a certain sort of baby boomer guilt that's involved with XR. It's that feeling of our generation was supposed to sort it out and we haven't. and now we're in danger of giving a ruined planet to our children. So I think that definitely motivates me. I was very scared for my future. I was very scared particularly for the future of my son. And I'm thinking, I don't want to bequeath that sort of world to him.
Got 2 sons, both have got 2 children. I think they're both very supportive of me. My little grandchildren as well, they always want me to bring an Extinction Rebellion badge. They're 5 and 6 years old. They're keen on that. So, well, I'm doing it for them, really, because, I mean, I'm not going to be around. I'm 68 now. I'm not going to be around in 20 years' time. I might be around in 2030, which is one of the sort of cut-off dates that we're talking about. So I will still be around. I mean, I hoped I wouldn't be around when it all comes on top. But I know that my grandchildren will be around, my children will be around, and my friends' children.
Because I'd always thought, oh, you know, you could do your normal, regular ways of protesting. We'd eventually win. You know, it's going to be a close race, but we'd eventually get there. And then suddenly I'm reading we have 12 years to sort this out. And that's nothing. And that really scared me.
I don't think we'll achieve it before things come on top and get so bad that, you know, everything's destroyed anyway, and then we have to start from the ground upwards again. I don't know. It's difficult to say.
So let's hope nobody gets stabbed down the road because the police are there. You are legally non-violent, but it's so silly, it's unreal. Care about these little things, young kids and old people. It's silly, naive students and elderly people doing this. They use fossil fuels daily, but they'll moan about everything. Brains nowadays are beyond these kids.
Just move out of the way, guys. Move out of the way.
I think one of the main things about humans, what makes humans humans, is that they have hope. And if you haven't got hope, you lose your humanity. So I keep having hope, even though I find it really difficult at times to sort of think that there is any hope.
The thing that always comes back to me is the idea that I want to see my brother and sisters fulfill their dreams. I want them to be able to have a life where they can be a dancer or like be an engineer, be a writer, go to university, have amazing experiences and fall in love and all of that stuff. I want them to be happy, and I'd like that for as many people as possible, including myself.